to Unveiling Shadows podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly Mosby. This is my co-host, Erica Bailey, for the Survivor and the Skeptic episode for November 13th, 2025.
Is that today?
That is
That is
today.
today.
Yeah,
I don't even know what day it is anymore.
I
Phew.
know. But
Hi, everybody.
doesn't her hat look great? Yep, she's got the stay strong. You've got this. Yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love
Love
it.
it. Love it.
Yep, looks good.
Good to see you. Hello, everybody. Let's
Good to
see.
see you.
What's been going on? What's new? You got any updates? Anything interesting to share?
No, other than this maritime court system is they're dismissing all my cases.
So everything you're putting in, they're just dismissing it.
Yep. Yep.
Did you expect that to happen or what?
Yeah, I kind of expected it, but I just wanted to like bug them.
So you're gonna keep filing?
No, probably not. It's like a waste of my time if they're gonna just keep dismissing them.
I don't know, man.
Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Deborah.
Hi, everybody. Good to see y'all. Glad
Yeah,
to be here. So
I'm
it's
grateful.
so we had okay, guys. I got to tell you something funny. So we had the Northern Lights over our house, right? The past few days, and we went out and we got pictures, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm like so excited. I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. So I send Kimberly, pictures. I'm like, look at what I got to see, all excited. And her first response to me, of course, my bestest beautiful friend in the whole wide world was let me get it. I gotta get it right. She
It
says
looks
it looks
chemical.
chemical. I've never seen that. I will send you an article about Wyoming. And so I sent her this video back, like, oh my god, can't you just enjoy anything? It's the Northern Lights, for fuck's sake.
Right?
But I thought that was funny because I'm like, oh, look at the pretty lights. And she's like, yeah, it's probably chemical. I mean, it is radiation. It's from the sun. It's radiation, but it's not man-made radiation. So
Right. I'm gonna show you a picture if I can of what she sent me. And then I'm gonna show you this video.
You're good.
Hold on a second.
This is funny though. Like,
Let's see if I can get it. Okay. Here's the picture. One of the pictures that she sent me. Wyoming down. See, look at all that. Now I'm gonna stop sharing this, and then I'm gonna go to this video from Ariana Masters is her name, and she is. Let me share real quick. Let's go like this. Okay.
I just stepped outside and guess what I just saw? The northern freaking lights. And I am not in the North Pole. And this is becoming increasingly common, as we have been seeing in the news lately. So go step outside right now. Seriously, this is happening right this second. It's about almost 10 o'clock Eastern. Go look outside and you'll see it. Put your phone on heightened exposure. And this is the excuse for why this is happening, why everyone is seeing a pink-red sky. A pair of coronal mass ejections to arrive tonight. Now, this was just posted today, and they're just saying, yeah, it's hard to predict. Hard to predict. I don't know. Just go see it. Go outside. Go right now.
Where did Erica go? Hey, Kim. Hey, William. I'm glad you finally got into the broadcast. I have no idea where she disappeared to.
I have not had a single freaking problem. I have been on calls for 3 days, back to back, live video calls. I'm on with you for seriously 10 minutes and my internet goes down. Like,
Yep. Yeah,
you can't make this shit up.
No, you can't make this shit up. It's just literally they can control anything they want on this grid.
Not a single internet issue.
Yeah.
And I'm on with you guys for 10 minutes. So, oops.
Yep.
I guess it's proof in the pudding. I apologized to her last week because I'm like, I can't believe this happened. You know what I mean? And she's like, yeah, I guess it's proof. Or I'm being proven something. I don't know. All right. Well, let's keep going. Let's do this. I'm sorry, guys.
It's not your fault. I'm just here to tell you.
Did you show the stupid video?
No.
Oh God. Okay.
I just shared the video of Ariana saying, "Look outside, it's Northern Lights," and I'm nowhere near the Northern Pole, and so I'll send it to you. It's on Substack.
Cool. I guess it does, William. I guess it tells me something because no joke, like no problems. I have had no problems. So let's do this. My son's all pissed off because his games are off. Okay, so what are we talking about today?
Okay, we're talking about chemtrails, which kind of like go into the geoengineering stuff. So when Sherry and I were getting our scans by Jesse Beltran, we met this woman there who was also a targeted survivor. And she gave us this card called The Dimming.
Comprehensive documentary on climate engineering.
Yeah.
Geoengineeringwatch.org. Okay.
Yep. And then it says stop toxic climate engineering. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you.
Okay.
We'll go through this first video. I think it's this one. Wait, where's the volume? Hold on.
It's down on the right. See?
Okay.
You see the little microphone, dude? If you
Yeah.
just click, there you go.
Okay, perfect.
Before we ascend too much higher, let's just come back down a little bit and to the specifics. So where these aircraft seem to be everywhere in the United States, where are they taking off from? Where do these chemicals come from? The aluminum particulate, the rest that you just, magnesium, all the rest you described. Like what's kind of the chain that gets us to the stripes in the sky that we see?
Aircraft are taking off from countless locations. We're aware of a number of military bases where we know they're deploying from. We also have commercial aircraft with commercial markings that we know are being used in these operations. We know that because we have film footage of these aircraft, retrofit nozzles mounted on the wing pylons. We have up-close photographs aimed into the exhaust jet stream to make this look like, quote, condensation. We are not implicating commercial pilots or personnel, but we are communicating with them. Some commercial pilots that distribute our printed materials in pilot lunchrooms, for example, covertly, because they know their aircraft are being used. These are automated systems. They carry a small payload. You might remember about in the year 2000, the weight of the aircraft became a very big deal, how much luggage you carried on, how much weight you carried on. That appears to be when this was implemented. And we also know that the DoD has leased a significant number of commercial aircraft with commercial markings. Why would the DoD need or want that? And again, for the base material, because we're talking about an extraordinary amount of material here, based on our testing with the University of Minnesota, again, about 500 lab tests there, and extrapolating how much material was in the precipitation, projecting that globally, it appears something in the range of 40 to 60 million tons of nanoparticles are being dispersed annually in skies all over the globe. And the smaller the particle, the more toxic it is, the more harmful it is, the more bioavailable it is. And all the official air quality testing by design doesn't even look for these elements, let alone disclose them. So Official air quality testing is PM10, 10 microns, occasionally PM2.5. Those are boulders compared to a nanoparticle. You can fit up to 100,000 nanoparticles across the width of a single human hair. They're inconceivably small. And the reason they use such small particles is because they stay aloft longer. And that's the goal. Keep the particles suspended in the atmosphere. And there's more volumetric forcing. There's more surface area the smaller the particle for a given amount of material. So it appears, and we have a published study on this, there is a peer-reviewed published study that implicates coal fly ash as a base material for these operations because it contains many of the elements the climate engineers feel they need to disperse in our skies, and it provides plausible deniability, and it gets rid of a waste product that they're always trying to get rid of. There's other elements added. American Elements Corporation appears to be one of the primary suppliers for these operations. But again, the fact that this can go on in our skies and the mountain of data that exists on this and the continued pretending by the so-called climate science community that this is ongoing is mind-numbing, and they won't be able to hide this for much longer, Tucker. I want to stress that. These programs will be forced to light.
Okay. So there you go. So
Okay,
that was
somebody is paying for all of these 40 to 60 million tons of nanoparticles to be created and put in airplanes and jets and flown up into the air and distributed.
Yep.
Who's the somebody?
Well, I'm gonna say one name, and he mentions it in the video that I sent you on YouTube, the dimming, from his channel, and Bill Gates is involved. Because why, is not he involved, in this stuff? I'm just saying.
This is quite interesting. I never really understood so chemtrails, they're nanoparticles that are being distributed to destroy the environment,
Yeah.
what is the purpose of the particles?
So they are trying to control the climate and control global warming.
Weatherization, or whatever?
It's very much a hoax, because when they spray the chemtrails where I'm at, it actually gets hotter. It doesn't get cooler. And the sun is very healthy for you. It has, it gives you a good dose of vitamin D, which is an antidepressant. Yeah. And so I have some nano growing in a cup. It's 6 slime that came off me in a bath. Yeah. Because I call it.
Growing?
Yeah.
Growing?
He must have put it in a cup after his bath, which is a smart idea because I call it electrifying everything. Yes, I agree with that.
Growing?
Well, because it's
so
self-assembling nanotechnology, and they've been trying to get rid of aluminum for years. It's a by-waste product, and they put it in deodorant, which if you're using deodorant that contains aluminum, I suggest you stop, because a lot of people develop breast cancer from the aluminum. Hi, Igor.
Hi, Igor.
So don't use deodorant, and the only way they can make it an perspirant that doesn't make you sweat is by putting aluminum in it. So don't use that. It's a normal bodily function to be able to sweat and perspire. You just don't want to smell, but that's a natural function of the body, is to perspire. So
Jason actually brought this up the other day. He said they get migraines. His brother told him that he would get terrible migraines, that he stopped using deodorant with aluminum in it, and the migraines pretty much stopped.
yeah.
So Jason asked me to look into it, but there is antiperspirant deodorant I saw out there that doesn't have any aluminum when I was doing some research on it.
Yep, correct. There are deodorants out there that don't have aluminum in it. So even some of the baking soda has aluminum particulates in it. And so I only use that to clean with. And so Red Mills is one that you can cook with that doesn't have the aluminum particulates in it because
That's
they're
a
trying to
brand?
feed us full of all of these. Yeah, Bob's Red Mills or something like that. And that's what I choose to cook with because I know that it doesn't have the aluminum in it.
So that's a product or a
A
to
brand.
look out for. But the aluminum, we want to look for products or stuff that do not have aluminum in it because that's bad. That's a no-no.
That's a no-no. Aluminum is a no-no. Salt bath with borax. You'll have globs of goo in the tub. Yeah. I actually internally take borax for parasites because I had these floaties in my eye and I could see them. And so I've been on this protocol for a week where I put 1/8 of a teaspoon of borax in my coffee and I drink 2 cups of coffee. And my floaties are almost gone in my eyes.
Interesting. So what is it that you used to make for me when I would come over that you'd put in my bath?
So I
She
would
would make
use,
me stuff and draw me a bath, guys. Isn't that like the best friend in the whole wide world? Because she knows that it's my favorite thing in the world. So anyway,
yes.
what would you put in my bath?
So I would put magnesium, baking soda, and borax. I would use those 3 things. Yeah.
But those sound so chemical. So that's where I'm like, is borax just as chemical as the other things that are being put in our body? Like, how is it a good thing for you if it's a chemical product too?
Because it kills parasites, and parasites is
Okay.
part of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the parasites that's the issue.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, but these chemtrails, those are like what you see behind the jets and the planes and again, the purpose is for the weather control, you think?
I don't think it's for weather control. I think it's for look at how
Chemtrails?
many look at how many non-insects there are. Like you know, there used to be a lot of insects like mosquitoes and flies and shit, and you don't see that anymore. And the reason that you don't is because they're being offed not only by the radio frequencies and the microwave towers, but it also encompasses the chemtrails that they're spraying. And they are not condensation trails. So I just want everybody to know that. And when Erica plays her side of the video for like 5 minutes, you'll get to see that. So I'm going to do another one by GGTV streams on global geopolitics about chemtrails. And this one isn't very long. I think it's just a few minutes, but I won't play the music because some people say the music is annoying. So I don't want to annoy someone. So let me share my screen. Let's go like, this isn't the one that has the music, but let me turn on the volume. And it says, no longer conspiracy theory. CIA director admits plans for geoengineering, aka chemtrails. Can you see my screen?
Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. An SAI program could limit global temperature increases, reducing some risks associated with higher temperatures and providing the world economy additional time to transition from fossil fuels. This process is also relatively inexpensive. The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly. As promising as it may be, moving forward on SAI would also raise a number of challenges for our government and for the international community. On the technical side, greenhouse gas emission reductions would still have to accompany SAI to address other climate change effects, such as ocean acidification, because SAI alone would not remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. On the geopolitical side, the technology's potential to alter weather patterns and benefit certain regions of the world at the expense of other regions could trigger sharp opposition by some nations. Others might seize on SAI's benefits and back away from their commitment to carbon dioxide reductions. And as with other breakthrough technologies, global norms and standards are lacking to guide the deployment and implementation of SAI and other geoengineering initiatives.
Okay, so what was going through my head was, how do we know that that wasn't manipulated or created by AI? Like, did that CIA saying, yes, this is going to happen, actually happen, or did somebody create that? Like, how do you know it's real?
Global, yeah, right. And that is a very valid point, because AI is getting so good at making videos that you can't even tell. But Global Geopolitics said the CIA is in the business of contract assassinations and murder. What it has got to do with the weather, unless there is some killing involved.
Yeah, I'm seeing there's an article here on climate.
But
and
the Council on Foreign Relations is not for people. Just so everybody knows, CFR is not our friend. We need to start uniting, because it's just not, they're not our friend.
Wow. Well, here's other videos and articles and case studies, and like there's data all over about this, but then again, oh my gosh, my mind is going like, how do we know that that wasn't planted just to piss people? Now you got me questioning everything.
Then I've done my job.
How do I know this article was really written by this James Amesworth guy? Like,
right.
I feel like I'm in the Matrix.
Well, we are. We're definitely in the Matrix. I want to get off this simulation train and take our country back and save humanity. And trying to save humanity one podcast at a time. You know, I mean, it's a lot of work. I follow this lady, Mellow Cat, on my Substack, and she went on a rant today, which was perfect. So I reposted it on my Substack. And I was like, truth bombs from Mellow Cat, because she's actually in a documentary about chemtrails, because she went to the people that were spraying over her farm and confronted them and got them on camera. And so I was like, yes, that's what we need. We need people like that to confront the people that are doing this, because it's not for the environment. It's killing off animals, and it's just killing off. Yeah.
This Bill Gates, this was from back in 2019. You said it, but Bill Gates was behind it.
Yep.
This Bill Gates funded chemical cloud could help stop global warming.
Look at that. Do you think that there are some heavy metals in that? And do you think that's going to help stop it or create more global warming? That looks like a bunch of heavy metals to me.
I mean, that literally just looks like a pile of disgusting, like, dust and
Yeah.
ugh.
And nothing you
And
want to
that's
be
what
breathing
they put
in.
up in the air. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane. Is that a fire cloud? I don't know. This is interesting. I'm definitely gonna have to look into this a little bit more, because so you're saying the shit that's in here are like nanoparticles that are being engineered and paid for to put up in the clouds to control everything.
Yeah.
I want to
Even
know, like, where, follow the money. Where's the money?
yes.
Who's paying for this shit?
Yes. Yes.
God. I'm not laughing in a bad way, guys. I don't mean to.
Well, sometimes you have to
I'm not
laugh
making
because
light of it. I'm just.
Well, sometimes you have to laugh because it's like their agenda. You know, they think that we're stupid and we don't know what's going on when we really do. And then in order to wrap your head around it, you almost have to have some, you know, some satire. And you have to be like, oh my gosh, they are really doing this.
So you think that it's because of this, that's what's causing like a lot of the major flooding and like what poor Tiffany had to go through? I mean, they're
Yeah.
literally putting their roof back on this weekend, guys.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
That's what is causing this?
Yeah. I'm going to show you a
Like,
video
can
from
somebody like push a button and say, "Okay, little nanoparticles, talk and make a storm." Boom. Like, is that what this
it's
is?
sort of like that. William is right. Gates is the most evil person on the planet. There are a few others that I could mention, but I think that he's behind a lot of this because he's all about population control. So I'm going to share this Fall of the Cabal one, and I'll show you how it's done.
Okay.
Heart, only on Planetara. Heart, only on Planetara.
Okay, so the particles are being distributed through airplanes, vehicles, big business,
Factories. Yeah.
factories, and
Yeah.
then all those other machines that were spinning. That's what's like manipulating.
Yeah, from the heavy metals. Yes. And I watched IMC in Salt Lake City. I shit you not. Every morning at about 9 o'clock, when I would drive from the Home 2 Suites to my office when I had my title company before they took that from me, emitting like just bellows of this smoke. So they don't have to necessarily deploy these chemtrails from the air. They can do it from the ground too. And so everybody needs to be aware, and you need to start filming this stuff. Whenever you see big billowy smoke coming from anything, you need to question it.
Wow. And there's just people there videoing it and leaking it on the internet. Like, I would think they'd have a little more security for that.
They
Right?
control
Like,
everything, including the weather. Yeah. And HARP puts out 1 billion watts, known fact that they can cause earthquakes. Yes. So there is a bunch of stuff about HARP. Maybe we can do that next time, where they've done the weather modification and they can do the directed energy to create earthquakes and floods and all of that. So when you sent me that about Tiffany, I was like, they did that flooding on purpose. They created that.
but what would be the purpose for, I mean, this town in Cebu, Philippines? Like, I've seen the pictures. Like, there's not, like, why? Just what's the value that the people who are, like, what's the return on investment here, guys? Like,
So
what are they getting out of hurting these families and people in the Philippines through a mega storm?
Yeah.
Where's
In,
their return?
in my opinion, it's probably part of the 2030 smart city agenda that the UN and the WEF and the WHO are all, wanting for them to become smart cities. But what people don't know is the smart cities would use digital ID, they'll use facial recognition, and you might as well call it a concentration camp. So do not comply and do not be fearful. Just rebuild your community and stay close.
Wow. So a smart city is everything's ruled by like smart devices. Like I don't fully understand, I guess, what a smart city is. I'm just assuming.
Well, smart city is basically a concentration camp. Like Salt Lake City is on the smart city agenda. All of the major cities are on the smart city agenda where they want to wipe it out and start new. So I'll see if I can find a map because one of my targeted, I call him a bounty hunter, and he lived above me, and he was a Jewish man, and
Okay.
he owned a company called Enhancing Communities Through Technology, which is how they try to hide their nefarious BS. And so when I first told my aunt and uncle about it, and they were like giving me information, and they're like, "Your experience sounds kind of like MK Ultra," and I said, "Well, my neighbor up above me is involved because he left town." And there was a van from Arizona there, which is very Freemason, big Mormon community.
Mm-hmm.
And I went upstairs to see what was going on. And the person that was there, because I asked Mark specifically, do you know who this van belongs to? And he said, no, we're out of town. We're in Colorado for the month. But all of the plants had been placed outside. And I knew that they were using some sort of directed energy weaponry on me, because why would they take the plants and put them into the hallway of the upstairs condominium unless they were doing something nefarious? And so, but in my uncle's research, he came across that website, and the website Enhancing Communities Through Technology had the Smart City Agenda map on it. And then when I asked my uncle to go back and research it, he was like, it's not there anymore. They completely removed the website.
Interesting. Screenshot. Yeah, screenshot everything. Yeah, I was kind of like looking up smart cities. And it's basically 5G networking technology
Yep.
that trying to create the internet so everything is part of the internet,
Yeah. The internet of
including
everything.
people,
Yep.
bodies, minds.
Yeah, unfortunately, they've enslaved us, and now they're trying to off us, in my opinion.
What problems are solved by smart cities? Initiatives have proliferated around the world. Almost every country in the world, including many poor third world countries, has a smart city project. Urban planners appreciate the smart city concept. According to the United Nations, 68% of the global population will live in urban areas by 2050. What, to help overcrowding? Like, I just don't understand. I'm gonna have to look into this more.
I know, but it's all just a lie. It's to enslave the people and move them out of the rural areas into the urban areas to out of out of a matter of convenience. And it's really not. It's really not. Just stay out of the large cities. In fact, move to a rural area. And in fact, Igor was telling me about some military families that have their own piece of land in somewhere in Arizona where they basically created a community where they do their own farming, they raise their own animals, they will not let anybody from the outside in. unless they're there for the same sort of reason, which is to not be controlled, you know?
Wow. Very interesting. I mean, a lot of this is being integrated into large cities already, right? Like all the smart buildings, the satellites, the interesting.
Yep. But Brandon Iglesias tells you what the SMART stands for, and I can't remember
Oh, I
right
don't
now.
remember what it was. Yeah, he said it in the Radical Truth Summit, didn't he?
Yep, in the Radical Truth Summit. And I said, so we shouldn't drink the smart water. And he said, I wouldn't recommend it.
Good, I don't drink smart water. Does anybody live in a city that's a smart city or near a smart city? Like, any of you guys have any experience with this? I'm really interested. I'd like to talk to somebody who's been like immersed in a city like this, who's actually experienced this. It's like Singapore. Okay. Brief
Yeah.
history of smart cities. We have 1974 Los Angeles. 1974? Los Angeles? That's a long time ago.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
think that would be that old.
Yeah,
94 Amsterdam. They created a digital city. Cisco. Cisco is gonna set aside $25 million to fund a smart city research. IBM.
yeah, of course IBM's involved.
ARA, the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act by the Obama administration, funds U.S. smart grid projects. European Union, Yokohama City in Japan. Oh,
Yeah.
the smart city demonstrator. That is insane, man.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. All right. What is the video you wanted me to share? What are we watching now?
So that is
That's one you texted me?
the Dan Winnington, and it's a YouTube one. So I did text it to you. And yeah, and so it's a documentary. It's the one of the card that I showed earlier. This one, the dimming.
William, I do not live in a smart city. I do know it. I'm telling you. There's nothing here where I am at. There's absolutely nothing here. There's not even any people. So I probably came from a smart city though, coming from Chandler. I don't know.
Yes, Arizona. Yeah. Arizona is huge. But I think what he's trying to say is that if there's a 5G tower, which there is, yeah, right in vicinity of you, just a couple blocks away, because when I went, I spent Christmas with you, and I saw that tower, and I actually took pictures of that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I have to be on 5G technology for my phone bill to not be $1 million. That's a financial incentive right there. Save $500 a month on your business phone line and switch to 5G, but every phone you have has to be 5G.
Exactly. So ask yourself
like,
why.
Erica, you're gonna have to stop the podcast. I'm like, no. It's like, no, you're not going conspiracy theorist. I said, no, I am just questioning everything.
Yes. Yes. Thank goodness. Tell Jason he needs to question everything.
You should bring him on one of these days and just like drill him and see. That would be a very interesting conversation, guys. I promise.
Yeah,
it would be
needs
a
to
very
stop.
interesting conversation.
He needs to stop watching the mainstream media and go on Substack for a minute and follow my channel, and he'll find out real quick what's going on, and then he'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I need to do something to protect my children and my wife." Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I've got this video. Let me share my screen. Hold on a second. A tower above Law Dog Station. I don't know what that is. Okay. Ooh, share screen. YouTube. Share. Yes, I am talking my way through the steps, guys. Just what I do. All right, here we go. We're just watching like the first 5, right?
Yeah, I think so. Just to get a feel for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps the greatest lie ever perpetrated on populations all over the world is the condensation trail lie. What we're seeing in our skies is not condensation. It's sprayed particulate dispersions with very few exceptions.
They shouldn't be there. Jet engines burn clean. So if there's anything coming out of them, it's an additive.
They're absolutely not contrails. Contrails do not linger, dissipate, and go into cloud coverage, period, in the report.
And I kept saying to people, you know, what is this? Because now the sky is no longer blue, it's starting to turn gray. And what I found was kind of like it was not socially acceptable. You know, we're all going to pretend this is not really happening. And I thought, oh, this is very bad.
Most are unfamiliar with the science term called global dimming. That term refers to the amount of direct sunlight that no longer reaches the surface of the planet due to light scattering particles that are building up in the atmosphere. And although many of these particles are from industrialized pollution, the larger majority are from the ongoing climate engineering solar radiation management operations. This engine, a high bypass turbofan jet engine, this is the engine that is on all military tankers and all commercial carriers, is in essence a jet-powered fan. 90% of the air that moves through this engine is non-combusted. This engine, by design, is nearly incapable of producing any condensation trail except under rare and extreme circumstances. And again, we have film footage of aircraft flying at altitude with nozzles visible, turning on and off. That is the end of the argument. Since even before man could fly, there was an effort to try to modify the weather. We have weather modification patents going back 100 years plus.
These are historical films of what can be done with a biplane, a small biplane that carries a very small payload. And that much can be done. How much more can a fully loaded military tanker, KC-10, KC-135, C-17 Globemaster, how much more material can they put in the air? About 500 times more with a single tanker.
In regard to the condensation trail narrative, many refer back to the trails left by World War II bombers as proof that we are only seeing condensation trails in our skies. But geoengineeringwatch.org found on military archives film footage, which we posted, of World War II B-17s at altitude turning off a sprayed dispersion. We know that climate engineering was deployed immediately after World War II, so testing was absolutely ongoing. Clearly, these bombers were used for beta testing. Film footage proves it.
Weather was a weapon used over Vietnam. Would you expect that to be then deleted from the availability? No. To continue to expand the scientific aspects of it, to have it available in your portfolio of weapons would be a natural process. Therefore, should you expect that it is available on demand to have the ability to modify weather? Absolutely, within this country and others.
Climate engineering is the crown jewel of the military-industrial complex. Climate engineering has been used to destabilize and topple nations all over the globe, facilitating military occupations by hostile countries like the US. We know that some of these countries are having their precipitation cut off because they have stated so on the floor of the UN, like the president of Iran stating emphatically that NATO weather modification programs were cutting off the precipitation to Iran, but US media never covered it.
We have an economic model operating globally, which is operating based on covert force. And I have very serious questions after watching the financial patterns as to whether that financial force or that force includes weather warfare.
People were coming to me, telling me about this. So because of that, I went to the government in Ottawa under Freedom of Information. There was a 40-page report, of which half the pages were completely blank, and the other half had a lot of blank outs. But there was sufficient information to tell me that, yeah, they're aware. They call it geoengineering.
My gosh. Like there's like actual proof, and I now know I've seen it like turn off. You know what I mean? Like you see it and you just think they run out of steam or something. Obviously it's not steam, but holy crap. I'm going to have to pay attention to that. You're on mute. You're on mute. Honey, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Only here. Only here.
Letting me do it.
There you go.
Okay. So what I said was just a few minutes before that, they showed an 1886 document about the paper on what was called Rainmaker.
Yeah.
And then I said, what do you think Gustus Dorico's company is named? It's called Rainmaker. And we did that weather modification, about the floods being in Texas.
Yes.
And his company is named Rainmaker. This is Perseverance.
Dude, hi, Perseverance.
What do you think, baby kitty?
I miss the baby kitties. I want to see the other girls.
Yeah, he's my baby boy. He loves me. Like, we have a connection because he really likes me to hold him a lot. Like, I hold him like a baby, and sometimes I stuff him in my jacket, and I just let him sit there, and he just sits there.
I can see that. I can
Yeah.
see that. You love your babies. How
I
many
do
you got
love my
now?
babies.
Deluxe, and are they okay with the baby kitties?
Well, right now, I've got an appointment to have all 3 of these baby kitties fixed on December 2nd. And
Very
Lux is trying to fight for her alpha position by peeing by the front door, which highly irritates me because I don't like the smell of Cappy. And so, yeah.
Lux, you little shit.
Yep.
North American Weather Consultants out of Sandy, Utah.
Yep.
What is that, June? North American Weather Consultants.
Yeah, let's look at that. Thank you, Jean, for that tasty piece of information, because we know the Mormon Mafia is in on a lot of things that they shouldn't be.
North American Weather Consultants home. All right, let's check these peeps out.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen. So what are you telling us about this company? I use the word plain because it best describes what kind. Yeah, I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So, who are these people that you're telling us about?
Okay, so for Sherry's point, I have literally seen drones expel the chemtrails from my porch area. And even the neighbor downstairs saw it, and he was looking at it. Yeah, it was like a silver drone, and it went, and it sent out this burst. And I walked up to him, and I looked at him, and I said, what do you think about that? And I said, they're trying to off us, basically. Let's see what this
We
has
help
to say.
manage and study all things weather. Look at that. Cloud seeding, forensic studies, specialized forecasts, applied meteorology. Let's see what they talk about cloud seeding. Environmentally responsible rainfall and snowfall
They
augmentation
lie.
programs.
They lie.
Began cloud seeding services in California in 1952. Our operations have grown immensely since that time. Oh, congratulations. We understand that every watershed is unique. Hey, you're not really giving me a whole lot of information about what you guys do, peeps.
Yeah, because they're trying to hide it and make it sound like it's really good when they're causing the droughts in the first place by warming the planet with all of these heavy metals and then poisoning us all at the same time.
Is there any possibility that it is a good thing? That there's a way to save humanity through this geoengineering? Like, is there any plausible reason why it could be a good thing?
No.
And they're not lying.
In my opinion, no. So why would you play God and why would you mess with Mother Nature? Like, Mother Nature was placed here for a reason. Every cure that we have is through nature. It's not big pharma, as you know, with their petroleum-based drugs and statins. Everything we have here was provided to us, and these cabal people are trying to, yeah, all they do is lie. I agree. And Deborah says no, and I agree. There is absolutely no benefit. You want to see Hope? She's really cute.
Hope.
Oh no, this is Perseverance. This is my baby boy. He's always in my butt.
Did you just say your cat's always in your butt?
Always in my business. However you want to say it. He's always in my business. They want to play God because they have a whole lot of narcissism, not to mention they're probably serving Satan. Kim, I would agree. I would agree wholeheartedly with that statement, Kim.
Hi, baby kitty.
Yeah, he's always in my business, aren't you, baby boy? Yeah, that's a baby boy.
Oh, I should show the guys. Should I show you the video I made it yelling at Kimberly for always being so pessimistic about pretty things?
Yeah, you should.
Oh shit. Okay, fine. Hold on. I will. Oh my god.
Because she was sending me the picture of the Northern Lights, and I'm like, that's a bunch of bullshit. And then she got mad at me. And
a bunch of bullshit. Seriously. Okay. So I sent her these pictures, right? All these pictures. You see these guys? We went and watched the Northern Lights. You can see, right? Always wanted to see it. Everybody in Wyoming is posting these pictures. Everybody out there, right? It's beautiful. It's fun. And I get this response from my beautiful friend that says, looks chemical. I've never seen that. That sucks. So this is what I did. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it.
Can you just enjoy anything?
right? She's like, can you? So now click on that video that Igor sent. Click on that one and see what it says over.
Oh, stop. Okay, hold on. I gotta get to the right screen.
No, so click on that video that Igor sent me that I sent you. That was in your text messages.
Dane Wigington online?
Thank you to everyone on the panel and for the hearing of this issue. To start with, I want to obliterate the condensation trail narrative. We at geoengineeringwatch.org, and we are the largest organization in the world on this subject. We're the only organization that has taken a National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration flying lab to altitude, top scientists in it, all on film, all on the record, to sample what heavy aircraft were emitting from nozzles, not a byproduct of jet exhaust, but from nozzles. We processed that at one of the world's most recognized.
Yeah, hold on. Did anybody notice? There's editing done. There's editing done. You can tell. Hold on a
in the
second.
world on this subject. We're the only organization that has taken a
Did you see
National
that?
Oceanic and Atmospheric.
They probably, yeah, they probably tried to shorten it on some, but if you go to his website, which I put in the chat, which I'll put in there again, so that you can go and look at the dimming for yourself. You know? Where'd she go? She bumped off again. Not by accident, is what I'm going to say. You know, they like to mess with everything. Electronic, suppression of free speech. She said, I freaking went down again. Yeah, you did. Because they don't want us talking about this stuff. Apparently, it's getting too many views. Or, you know, who knows? I mean, Elon Musk wouldn't let me stream on his X, probably because I tried to sue him in their maritime law system. And that case will probably get dismissed too. But I did find out through this whole thing that Elon Musk's brother owns a Chemtrails Geo Engineering company. So if anybody can help me research that and post it underneath this video, I would appreciate it, because there is just so much stuff, you know, that needs to, you know, come out. And I'm only one person that's trying to do my best to save humanity. So, you know, Elon Musk's brother, I don't think gets enough attention. I think they're, you know, Masons, in my opinion, and I think they need to be, you know, investigated. Yeah, I saw something on that. I'll have to see if I can find it. Yes, thank you, Kemp. You send me a lot of videos, which I appreciate. And then there's another woman, Jamie, that sends me videos. Or Jane, it's Jane Cassell, sends me a lot of videos, which I appreciate. Sometimes I can't watch them all because it's just literally so much information that it's hard for me to do everything and research on my own. Hey, Paris. Steve Strong, thermal emissions velocity enhancement. Ooh, that's interesting. Let me see what that is. I don't see anything. Can you send me, well, Steve Strong, House of Deception? That would be interesting. So we'll have to look at that a little bit more. But I'm going to watch, let me see. Let's see if I can do it a different way. Oh, that's interesting. Steve Strong, thermal emissions velocity enhancement, which is what Erica was seeing with the thermal emissions. Yeah. The weird aura-like phenomenon called, oh, thank you for that piece of information. So that's good. I like that. The more money you have, the less you're investigated. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a man-made aura. Yeah, I agree with that. Which is why it looks so off to me. And so when Erica sent me the pictures, and bless her heart, she got so pissed off at me when I was like, it looks like a chemical, but man-made would be, yeah, another word for it. But yes, it's crazy. Erica, where are you? Let's see if she texts me. She said, I freaking went down again. I'm getting a VPN. Yeah. I use Mega, if anybody knows. It's like $3.99 a month. So I suggest that any targeted survivor definitely gets some sort of VPN to protect their identity, because I can go anywhere in the world and they don't know where I'm at, and it will change IP addresses for me so that the AI model can't track you and see what you're doing to create your digital twin on the internet of everything everywhere. And it doesn't look like she's coming back. So I want to thank you all for being here. And thank you, Jean Spliced, for the additional information. But thank you for coming on the show. I love you all. Stay strong. We got this.